This presentation will be focusing on the overall good or bad that sentences to jail for juveniles have on teenagers. This is a video about Khalif Brown, a young New Yorker who commits suicide 3 years after being sentenced to Rikers Island jail without being convicted of a crime. Khalif took his life in his home shortly after being released from his cell. In 2010, he was sentenced to Rikers Island without trial for suspicion of stealing a backpack. After the passing of Khalif, his family obtained shocking video of him being humiliated and beaten numerous times. The abusive clip shown in the video here shows Khalif being beaten down by a guard. Khalif was being escorted to the showers when it appears that he says something, then is struck down violently by the guard. He is hurled to the floor, even though he was already handcuffed. On a second occasion, Khalif is attacked by over a dozen inmates after punching a gang member who spat in his face. Shortly after he is pummeled to the ground, guards intervene. In this video, a teenager learns his fate. Teen Nathaniel Pedrick is facing a life sentence after killing his mother and shooting his father over a stupid video game. Nathaniel told the judge that the game made him do it, and the judge surprisingly agreed. Nathaniel states that he did not know that his parents wouldn't respawn, as if you would if you died in his video game. Nathaniel was angry that his parents took the video game away from him. Nathaniel also said he was in withdrawal from the video game. The end of the video is Nathaniel's dad stating that his family and community is severely wounded by his actions, but needs a punishment for what he did. Nathaniel is now serving his life sentence and has a chance for parole after 27 years. Now, you may ask yourself, what was the point of those videos? The first video's effect should make you ask yourself, what's really going on in those prisons? What are the misguided juveniles being exposed to on the inside? The word correctional facility or juvenile detention is thrown a lot for labeling these prisons. But is there really any correcting taking place in these jails? If the story of Khalif doesn't pull on your heartstrings even a little, you have something wrong with you. Is it really that bad in there that a teen took his own life after being released? I believe that no place except hell should be able to have an effect on someone like that. Some say, oh, he deserved to be in jail for stealing a backpack. But the backpack was never proven to be stolen or found. Later in the uncropped video before the passing of Khalif, he says that the man who accused him of this crime changed his story many times, but was not listened to, and eventually Khalif was locked away. So, even if he did steal the backpack, do you think he deserves to have 3 years of his precious life taken away from him? And for those 3 years, why associate him with other misguided teens who may have worse intentions than him? This is a perfect example on how our justice system needs to be reformed on juvenile sentencing. The second video is a little less biased. The teenager took a valuable life and attempted to take another one. Although you can say that the boy knew what he was doing, there's a part of you that can say that he's a stupid, misguided, hormonal boy that has no thought process over what consequences his actions may bring. I believe in this case, it's the second description. Nathaniel isn't the brightest kid I've ever heard about, but does he really deserve to lose the rest of his life over what may be the worst split-second decision of his life? Does he deserve a second chance? Yes or no? Some part of myself wants to say no, but why waste money letting this boy rot away with other jailmates? Why not throw this kid head first into a real correctional system? A system that works with him one-on-one to evaluate his thought process and help him become a more normal young man that could once again interact with the outside world. Why make a statistic when you can totally U-turn someone else's life who may not be totally in control of it? Some systems are taking action trying to prevent kids from committing crimes, like the TV series Scared Straight. This is a great step in the right direction, but more needs to take place. A sort of rehab needs to be available for these teens who are sentenced to jail. Plus, other options other than just throwing these kids in the jail for the rest of their lives needs to be available. Once again, a type of rehab should be available. I believe that not fully matured kids deserve a second chance at the precious virtue of life.